Okay, boys and girls, so today we are going to be starting off by making a Matisse collage, and something that I want you to notice is that he liked to use blocks of color, and it almost created frames. So the very first thing you're going to be doing is going to the tables and getting 3 blocks of colors that you like. So I grabbed these 2, so I can arrange them however I want, and it's kind of going to have it become a frame. And I just want to show you this. This is one that I got off of what I'm calling the garage sale wall, that if you cut something out and you don't want this one, what would be called the negative space. The positive is the part that you cut out, and the negative would be what's left over. If you want to give that and put it up for sale on our for sale board, that would be lovely if you wanted to donate that to the cause. So I'm not going to go ahead and glue everything because I'm first going to arrange it and then I'm going to go down and glue it. So now that I have my background, I can start to fool around with thinking about my ocean. And something that one student did was that they just took a long piece of paper and they cut it out into a wave shape, and you can do this. Now remember, it's not like you're trying to make a scene. It's not like you're going to have a fish jumping out of here or something. It should be that you can look at your artwork from any angle and that it reminds you of elements from the ocean. So it's not like we're making a picture. Now some kids are very interested in making seaweed or in making like sea stars. So I'm going to actually show you how to do that right now, and I think I'll do it on this paper. Some of you are going to find that you have paper that has one white side and then color on the other. If you are using one like that, you want to do what I'm about to show you on the white side, and I'll explain this to you right now. So let's say that you wanted to do something like Matisse did here with a piece of seaweed. Then what you're going to do, and I'm going to use Sharpie, you're going to have a pencil, I just wanted it to be that you could see it, is you're going to do the central stem, and then it's like you're making the pieces of seaweed that are going to come off. And you can even do them where they kind of have a forked edge or something like that. And then later on, what you're going to do is you're going to take your scissor and you're actually going to cut around. Now I'm not actually going to, you don't have to do what I'm doing here, you could just cut, but if you want to make a line for yourself, that would be fantastic. And now what I've done is made this line for myself, and I'm not going to cut it out right now because I think it would be too long and too tedious. I'll show you in a time-elapsed one in a little bit. But this is how you would end up with that. So I'm just going to set that off to the side so that you can look at that. Another thing that you could do that he liked to do is just to take something long like this, and let's say you want to do a motion of the ocean, then you could just draw with your scissors like this, and you've now made a little motion of the ocean thing, and you can put that along here, along your edge, which is kind of fun. So they're just shapes that remind you of the ocean, but you don't necessarily have to make it look like an ocean scene. Let me show you, some kids were very interested in making a swirl. The way that you do a swirl is that you are going to cut like you're making a circle. So I'm cutting around and around and around. But just when it seems like I could cut it off here, I'm not going to. I'm going to start to cut smaller. So I'm constantly cutting a little bit smaller than I did before until I reach the very center. Now what I'm going to do is work my way back, because if you actually took this and tried to glue it right now, it would look like this. And you'd be like, Miss Edwards, what happened? Well, it's because all you did was cut into it, but you didn't remove anything. Now what we're going to do is remove it. So check this out. You're going to start back where you started, but this time I want you to put your scissor next to where you started. And you're going to cut next to where you were, next to where you were. If a piece falls off, no big deal. You're going to keep cutting next to where you were. And here you're just going to go right in between here. So now it's almost like I'm cutting right in between the 2 parts. And then when I'm finished, I'm actually going to end up with 2 swirls. I'm going to have the inside swirl and the outside swirl. So this would be cool to use both of them, or you can use one and give the other one away. Let's see. Some kids really like the idea of a sea star. Notice again that if it's white on one side and dark on the other, make sure you draw on the white side. So I'm just going to kind of do like this, and then I'm going to cut around that in order to make my sea star. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that right now. So I go around here, around the line, around the line, until you're finished. And remember, this becomes the positive piece because this is the part that I cut out. Oh, that stinks. It showed through there, but your pencil won't do that. This becomes the positive piece, but you can always donate this piece to someone else and it would look very, very cool. So I can put that here. And now I'm going to come back and cut out this seaweed piece. Then I think you're going to be good to go.